Welcome to the Lander Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Damn, David, right on cue with that. That was really good. He had that queued up for right when I was going live with it. How are we feeling today, Matty? How's this 6-game slate look to you at 5:32 p.m. Eastern right now?
Well, I just woke up from a nap, so everything is wonderful.
Brother, I was there yesterday. I was like, I woke up 20 minutes before the show and I was like, "Ugh." But then we got some gems that fell into our lap, I feel like, because we got there yesterday.
Yeah,
I only
man.
ended up with 3 bets down, but you had another good night, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I told you last night, I think I'm on if I remember correctly, I'm on like a 19-4 run. Last night I was 5-1. So it's just been
Beautiful.
an incredible run for the past 3 days.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And when you are on a heater, you don't leave the table. So we'll do our best to dig in the muck, I think, of this 6 games and see if we can't figure something out here. But yeah, let's start getting into it. If you guys are jumping in, get into the comments. Let us know what you want to look at. Happy to go through stuff. We pretty much just looked at everybody's stuff yesterday. I only had one bet coming into the show yesterday, and I have a few more today. But you did you get some stuff down already?
I think I have 3 bets. 2 of them I'm telling from you, and then about one of them, one of the other ones I took. But I think I only have 4 bets down. I don't have too many down.
Bet. That's cool. We can get into it because I have a few down myself. We just got down on one in the later game with Pascal. For those of y'all interested in checking it out, did get Pascal. I would still take him at 22.5 points. So I just wanted to bring that up just because I think his is moving. So let me get into to sharing my screen so we can get into these games. All right. I actually have Pascal up because that's the last thing I was looking at. So let me pull that.
Yeah, I think that's a great look.
Yeah, there's a couple things going on there. Where's the right one? No, God, man, StreamYard, you mess with me there. I think that is the right one. We'll figure it out. Can't wait till we get OBS. I know you've been trying to get me to do it. We're going to make it better. Pascal. So I was just looking at this, and I mean, 21.5, when you're looking at this stuff every day, eventually some stuff's just going to stand out to the eye, right? Without having to necessarily get in the data. And then you go find some data and you're like, damn, you know what? This has been 23.5 consistently, regardless of opponent. And it's 21. I think there's probably 21. Yeah, there's still, I thought there were a lot of 21.5s left still. People were asking me about 22.5, but I think 21.5 is still pretty widely available for Pascal on the points. And I mean, I'm kicking myself still for not playing Devin Booker 24.5 last night when he's been 26.5. And even if this doesn't hit, I'm not doing it again. I'm not passing by something that on the model, I go, this adds up to what I'm saying, because the blue line is the closing line that he's been having. That's what the market has said is his line, essentially, is about 22, 23.5. So when I see 21.5 against a Lakers team that I'm not impressed by, and if you want to get into the nitty gritty of it, they give up the 4th most field goal attempts to Pascal's player type as well, which you can look at in a minute. But I just like the Pascal 21.5. I know you liked it too. Did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just low, right? And that's what, or mispriced. It doesn't even have to be lower. It can be high. And I think that's something where it sounds like we're saying this ad nauseum, but if you stop betting the jerseys and you stop betting names and you just look at the numbers, it's so much more easy. It's so easy to find mispriced things. I say easy relative,
yeah,
obviously, to just searching for things. But if you just start looking at numbers, it'll tell you a story. And this one is you just bet it because the number's 2 points off.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, essentially. And if the matchup was something to make me feel like this should be lower of a projection, then I would get there with it. But I think Indy's live to win this game. I think the spread is still 9.5. I'm going to pull up PropsMadness here. Yeah, it's still 9. I think I would be taking that 9. This is a Lakers team that just played against Denver. You try to use Austin Reeves and Luka 40 minutes to come back in Denver, come back to LA. And I'm just that's tough, man, to come back from Denver like that. So I think the 9.5 points is live. That was my buddy Nate found that on our lines, the show with lineups. But I agree with that one. And so I like the Indy to kind of go in and actually play, because you look at all the guys that are available for them. Normally you might think, oh, Pascal's playing with all these other guys. That makes me not want to bet it. But it's when I see Neesmith and Nembhard available and playing, it kind of makes me think that they're actually trying to at least look like they're trying to win. And I think they're live to do so tonight if they don't just tank at the end. But anything for you in this game since we're on it? And I'm just kind of looking through the comments here. We'll go to a different one soon, but wanted to at least
first things first.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to the old man Prop Happens.
Wow.
Just have to shout that out.
Damn. Happy birthday indeed, dude.
Jackson Hayes. I mean, I think 10.5 is playable, but there's some 9.5 still out there. I'll take the points.
Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, I think it's Lob City tonight.
Did you say anything about the boards right there? Sorry, I was trying to congratulate you.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the boards. In fact, if it gets high enough, I'm looking to fade the boards.
Yeah.
If I can get 7.5, I'm absolutely fading the boards. I doubt it gets there, but if it does, be one of the first. I mean, one of my best bets of the night. I will say.
Totally with that. I know the stuff with Jackson Hayes is going to be like with DeAndre out. And I mean, the minutes here he's at with these games, he's at 26.5. So you already know just with DeAndre Ayton out that he's going to be getting a big bump in minutes. This is a really good matchup for anybody down low. We love this for the boards. We go over to the Indy stuff and we look at the matchup, or I'm sorry, the LA stuff here. Let me pull up the Lakers. Looking at the matchup data, number one team in terms of giving up rebounding opportunities. So always looking for the guy who's coming out and like really looking to get boards and chew glass, but it's not Jackson Hayes to me. Like maybe he'll attack the offensive boards, but I don't know if he's much for like boxing out and trying to get defensive boards quite much.
Want someone to go for boards, and this is moving. Luka Doncic. Yeah. I think minus 132 at DraftKings is a very good number. I wanted to bet this, but it's minus 150 for me, and it's not worth it at that point. But if you can get 9.5 at plus 100 or minus 132 for even 8.5, I would drink the juice at DraftKings, and I think that's a very live number.
Yeah, 7.5 has been live for him, and you said that's still available some spots, right?
8.5, but yes,
8.5. My bad.
Yeah.
Sheesh. But yeah, it's still bumped down. The projection still says it's pretty good, even at 8.5, because it's such a bad opponent.
Well, I think it's helped because like Ayton and LeBron are out.
Right.
And I think that's going to give you a boost for him specifically.
That adds up. I mean, he's going to be out there for long enough. They don't have much besides he and Austin. I mean, Austin's a consideration. I definitely thought about him mostly just because of without LeBron and with Luka, there's still some really good numbers for him. 37.5 PRA in these games, but still just a little bit of a conjecture. I feel like he probably is about to have a game, and I've just missed all of the ones where he's about to have a big game. Let me pull him up real quick. I mean, because I don't know if we're going to see as much since he's been playing with LeBron and Luka lately. Yeah, right. So everything for him has been down at 19.5, and now goes up by 5 because of no LeBron, easy opponent. I get it. It's just the margin slimmed down, but it's still likely that he has a big game. So I would understand anybody wanting to bet on Austin Reeves. But like Mike said, he likes the boards for Reeves. What are those at? Are those 4.5? Damn, is that really still what they're at?
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow, that is interesting.
Marcus boards.
Oh, wow. And the only reason it's like 3.5 has been his line. So it's hard for the model to go, well, it's been so low that I don't know you want to bet it. But man, 4.5 is pretty good for him. What has he done on the boards in these spots? Nothing much there. He's at about 5. And I think, our projection at about 5.8 still makes you feel pretty good about it, just based on who's available and the opponent themselves. So yeah, I think the boards make sense. The RA makes sense as well for Reeves. What's the
I'm taking Marcus boards. I'm betting Marcus boards right now.
Marcus Smart?
Yeah, go look at his boards. I think whoever brought this up is onto something here.
At 2.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And look, go to the model and look at it too. And then obviously without Ayton and without Braun.
Yeah. Rebs from Marcus Smart. Wow. 2.5 with those guys in all these games, right? That's kind of what you're looking at.
So, yeah, but if you go to PropsMadness after you finish up here, once you see the delta, you filter just either one of them out. It immediately looks better.
Yeah, I mean 3 sounds right. I have no reason to. It's really just minutes for me, probably more than anything. Like, what are his minutes in these games? 30 versus 28. See, because there's more opportunities, but everybody's not going to get a million. The other thing is if the Pacers are a bit better in this game and Pascal's back, their full offense is in, their offense is not quite as bad as it normally is. So that's a part of like the cap here on the matchup stuff. If you look at the offense, so this team is the easiest team to get rebounding opportunities against because they're the worst rebounding team. They play at the fastest pace, but also they're second worst on offense. So that means there's a lot more missed shots for them. If there's a lot less missed shots in this game because they're actually playing NBA starters and not G League starters, then I do think that there's there's fewer rebounds to go around. So I see this at 2.5. I like it just based on minutes. Like if we look at Marcus and think he's going to play, I don't know, I'll give him 28 to 32. Like that's more what it's about for me, because I don't know if LeBron's taking his boards. I guess there's something to that, but I just don't feel as confident about the angle for a rebounding thing for a guard unless it was like so low. I mean, 2.5 is really low, but yeah.
I guess it's also important to remember who Marcus is going to be the primary defender probably for the Lakers too, and so whoever he's defending is going to be defensively.
Hard for me to know. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Match up with Pascal. Like I really don't know, honestly. So yeah, if he's guarding the guy who's got the ball in his hands the most, like potentially Nembhard might make sense. All right, let's see. I think I like the idea here. Let me keep rolling through. Jake LaRavia. I mean, we're already in like the last game of the night, I feel like, but let's keep going because we're already in it. Jake finally got some lines here on Hard Rock. I considered him. I didn't know if there was much. I mean, it's a toss up with him. They like him with Luka though. I do know that. Like, it's only 4 games, but he got 28, 37. Missing Ayton and Reeves, though. Ayton Reeves. I wonder if it's more about Reeves, too. This is LeBron out. No DA. This is against the Heat. Pretty comparable. Definitely went 10 for 13. I think Jake's a look as well. Did you have any thoughts on LaRavia? There's not going to be
indifferent, to be honest. Don't really feel like I have a significant pretty indifferent.
Yeah, that's completely fine. Let's see if there's anything else. Feel free to jump in the comments, y'all. Let me know if you guys want to look at anything. Make sure you are also, I know you guys are in the comments talking to Swish anyway, but if you do want to see anything from Swish and his specific take on something, he is the man who built this whole model, not just the model, but it's the whole suite of tools that are in addition to just projections, right? You do have some stuff that's helping you price the market. We really need, I was thinking about that too. We really need to call this like the something about price marketing, market pricing rather. Market pricing for this, because that's really what this do is like market evaluator is a bit more of a I think appropriate term. Maybe we look at that.
Yeah, so totally.
Dashboards just overall, but what's that?
Totally, no, you're spot on.
Saying? Yeah, just to make it a little bit easier for people to understand what we're doing when we look at these different lines and all the rest of it. It's like it's evaluating what the market's fair prices are. LaRavia points here. There's like some decent stuff to like. So I don't know. Maybe the PR is something to go with for later. I'm just going to write it down for myself. I'm also like 2 for 6 betting on him this season. So I'm not in a huge rush. But also I'm just like, does Jackson Hayes just mean he's getting minutes just because he's the backup center when like we've seen plenty of LaRavia at the 5? That's my only thought there is like LaRavia without Ayton. There's only 2 games without Bron. But yeah. Either way, all right. Let's keep rolling. If there's anything else in this game that you'd want to look at, because we haven't looked much besides the Lakers, but I don't have too much.
Not particular for me. There's questions about Kennard, but I think if you get an 8.5 number, you can hit the over on 8.5. But that's all I'd really say about that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Delta.
Hopefully, we get to say Delta way more, so we know we've got some overs to hit, right?
That's right. Hopefully, I'm begging.
Kennard usage. There's not going to be much here because Kennard just got to the squad. So I think we just kind of keep rolling. I don't know if there's much going to help you there. 8.5 for Kennard seems about fair. He's been taking like 6 shots. So there's not much in the way of usage that makes me feel great about it. But as you guys are rolling into, appreciate you giving it a like, anything we can help you with. I think there was someone in here who I wanted to shout him out. I don't know if homie's still in here, but there was somebody yesterday who put up a comment and had like a a super comment, whatever. I'm so bad at this, but it was like a member within YouTube put something up. Donated $2, which was really, really appreciated. And I should have gotten to your bet there, but I'm not sure if you're in here. So if you are, this is me apologizing and saying like, let me know if you want to look at anything too. But what else we are looking at? Let's get to a different game then for a minute. If there's other looks coming in, anything where you want to go?
Do you want to go to Heat and Charlotte since that's 7?
Yeah, it's a good game. Let's go to Heat Charlotte. Which side would you like to start with?
I think I'm on Miami side.
I know it's weird that I have so much more from Miami, but they have more guys missing.
I mean, I think for Charlotte specifically, the numbers are just so sharp.
Yeah.
And in Miami, you have a couple people out, so you have some volatility in the market.
Yep.
I liked where at 8.5 boards did that move? There's some 8.5s is moving to 9.5.
Okay.
I don't like it at -150 though. So
9.5 -150.
No, 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet 9.5. I would have to have like +120 or something. At that point, I'm just going double.
Right. Yeah, which we're losing some value on that too, I imagine.
Yeah. What's Jaime at first RA, which this was you, but I like it a lot. I like the RA is still very live.
Is it still
8.5.
it's still 8.5 for Jaime?
Mm-hmm.
For
A pretty
Jamie?
decent odds.
Jaime. Wow, those points keep going up. The RA doesn't go up. So yeah, this is about where I got it. It was like minus, like flat basically, around minus 115. This was plus money. I mean, we can do some filtering real quick. Wiggins has a big impact on Jaime's minutes, and you've got Norm, who also has a big impact on Jaime's minutes, right? So we're looking at like, and the model loves this too, because the one thing we can really, really rely on the straight up projections for him for is like, they know who's playing and who's I don't know, whatever. Numbers know that like he Jesus Christ. They know that he fuck, it's weird to think of it. 11 is the projection, almost 12, right? 6.5, almost, yeah, about 12 actually. So what is this? 11.98, right? on the thing. So this agrees entirely with what happens when you lose Norm, you lose Wiggins. By the way, no Jovic. By the way, no Simone Fontecchio, who's always hanging around to maybe swipe some wing minutes that you just hate. So I think the projections are spot on. I think we're all feeling pretty good about the way that the projections are. The other thing I would consider here, the projections when they come out, they are anchored to the actual line that he has. So right now his line is about like, what is it? My point is that it's not dragging it down, despite the fact that the lines that actually come out weigh into what this projection is.
The line is an outlier in comparison to what the projection is.
Say again.
The line itself that the market is lining out for us, the public to bet, is an outlier compared to what the projections are, but it is still factored in and it's not weighing it down. It's not curving the grade.
That's much better said. Yep. And so all this stuff, the assists were something you called out specifically. What is that at right now on the dimes? Is that still, it was, 3.5. So it's like, it's not adding too much to the RA number here. Love that for him. I like both those guys. I'm sitting here, we're like, shoot, man, we're they're on the back end of a back-to-back. Yeah, which is true too. Jaime, what did he play in this one? He played 33. This one was pretty easy. 27 in the game before. It's right. 3rd and 4 nights. Like there's a bit of a rest disadvantage here. Let me make sure. What's this squad been doing? Yeah, this is their 3rd and 4 nights as well. So it's a pretty equal rest distribution between the two. Although, I mean, even the Charlotte squad got to smack Boston. That would be the fears. Like, that's what I was about to say is I don't love the fact that I'm taking 2 overs against the Charlotte defense right now. It does, but there's so many guys out for Miami that are important that's where we're at. So did you want to look at anything Charlotte? Because like you said, I truly can't get there with anybody. I considered the double-double for Musa. Is it still 2-1?
I'm not sure, but
that'd be the only place I go.
I know Swish is going to disagree with me on this. I just think 10.5 is a very fair line. So I thought I thought 9.5 was a very fair line. And I want to have the margin of error, right? At 10.5, if this is a blowout, which I think is very much on the table, I just don't like 10.5 for Musa at all. And you can make the argument the pace, and I think that's valid.
Yeah.
But I just think 11's the key number here for Musa, and I just can't get there for the board specifically. The double-double, I think, is live, but then you're questioning, does this stay within margin? Because Miami is on the back-to-back and traveled to Charlotte. And so it really depends on your handicap of the situation. If you want to just bet the number, I just don't see the value on the number.
It's crazy that we're scared of the potential blowout because we just saw them wax Boston. So like at Boston by 30, basically. So that's tough to get there with, but we know Moose is going to get the rebound chances. Still a decent opposition for rebounds because they play so fast, right? 7th most opportunities allowed because of that tempo. This is still a 229.5 total. That's not indicative of this like crazy pace. So maybe they try to slow things down. What's Charlotte's tempo these days? Let me look at their oppo matchup stuff. They're playing 20th in pace, right? Yeah, so they're not really paced up, which is tough. But Miami's going to speed a lot of teams up. So if we like some stuff from Miami, we should still like something for Charlotte. And I do think the Musa double-double, at least, because you're getting the 10.5 boards and still getting plus money for the double-double.
Yeah, totally.
It's the way I'd go is like fewer units, right? Reduce it and put on the.
I would take the risk on the points, and I would take the risk on the 11 boards for plus 230 with the double-double.
Right.
100%.
That makes sense. Yeah. What else we got on this one? Yeah. Fly price. LaMelo, 31.5 PRA. You got thoughts there?
Um, not particularly. I just
Yeah, that's not something he'd be doing.
maybe the RA. I don't know that I would look at points specifically, but maybe the RA for Melo. What's the RA at?
Let's see.
12.5. So it's
Yeah.
bumped. Assist. What's the assist at? 7.5. That's also bumped.
7? Wow. Yeah, there's not a lot here. If I'm looking at like assists, this is what I was just looking at. So like the green line is what his expectation. This is all the green line is based on his basically his potential assists, right? So he's at about 11 to 12 per game, all in these games right here where you see that green line down where it's at. And this number at 7.5 has been something that he consistently goes under. Let's see, 7 dimes here against the Bulls, 7 against the Wizards, and that's running hot, right? Because he's getting 10 assists on 10 potentials. You don't want to have to rely on that. This number over here is 10. This number on the assist. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 7. He had 10 threes in that game. That's insane. Against the Wizards. I forgot he had 10 threes in that one. But yeah, he had 7 dimes on 10 potentials. That's still running hot. 7 on 9, still running hot. Against the Pacers, 8 on 9. So it's not really that high, but
so Swish responded. So a couple of things with Charlotte. Yes, the blowout. Miami pace is nice, but their upside is probably for Charlotte starters if they play a real game. I agree with that. That's a great point. Haven't played one in forever. I bet 9.5 juiced for Musa, which I agree with. I think that's probably the best bet. Now let me get that's my guess. Swish, I'm guessing you're played that up to like what minus 140, max minus 150 for the 9.5 boards.
Yeah, I think minus 150 would still probably fly if you like it that much. I think that is a really good point though, because Charlotte has been playing in all these blowouts, and that definitely impacts things. So if you go to Charlotte's, well, actually, let's go back to LaMelo. So they beat the Celtics by 29. They beat the Mavs by 27, 16, 24, 32, 17, and they lost by 5 to Cleveland. So since February 20th, they played one legit game since that time frame, right? None of these were close at all. So yeah, I think that's a really good point too, is that you're probably going to get some value on the Charlotte starters in some spots if you can find it. I was considering Brandon Miller at 21.5. I've been sort of hunting that number for him, and I know we have his projection here at 20.4, but again, like he's had this usage in 25 minutes. He still took enough shots to warrant a projection of 21 points. What did he take against the Bulls? He took 16 shots. He had a 36% usage rate. It's just that he only played 25 minutes. Pacers, 26 minutes. The Blazers, he played 33, ended with 26 in that one because he played legit minutes. So this is the guy that if Swish is saying that there's some value because of the fact that this team hasn't played a real game in weeks, and now they're playing a team that's really fast, but is good enough that this game should be close enough. 7.5 is close, and Miami's in a bad spot. But I see what he's saying, and I think that might make me want to bet on Brandon Miller. Does that do anything for you with Charlotte?
I was looking at Brandon Miller. That's where I literally just put him up on the model. I think Khan just in general is expensive at 19.5. Like to see this number at 17.5, 18.5. Right. Melo is ungodly expensive for some reason. I don't understand that at all. Miles Bridges is pretty fair. Kobe's pretty expensive. Moose is actually pretty cheap at 8.5.
That's kind of what I'm saying too, is like Khan has been at like 18.5 consistently. Again, let me go to the model so I can show you like Brandon's basically been at this 21.5 number, right? He's been as high as 23, and well, that was probably somebody missing against the Rockets is what my guess is. Miles Bridges and Musa were out in that game. But for when everybody's in, he's looking at like 21, 22 on the points. The Rebs, he's up at he's up at 5. Yeah, he's up pretty high. He's at 4.5 in all these games here. And those are he's getting these what are they expected at in these games? Yeah. So if he's playing full minutes, then we like 4.5 rebounds. And I like points too. That's why I've been liking kind of like PR. He's 20.5 on MGM. If you can get that, that's crazy.
Yeah, I would absolutely bet the 20.5.
Point on a same price as the other as 21.5 everywhere else.
I
have MGM. I do like
Hard Rock too. I'm betting that right now. Yeah.
You dog. You Floridians. Interesting on the boards. Yeah, let me consider that. I think that all makes a ton of sense. All right.
Just place that. Yeah, if you can get a 20.5 MGM and Hard Rock is offering a 20.5. I think that's a brilliant bet. And then
I have been chasing his boards at 4.5. This is Trays and Trace. Let me pull this. Oh, I know people. Most people like the dark mode. I feel like.
Yeah, it's the wave.
I'll get back into it. My bad. Sorry if you have to change your settings. Turn that brightness up a little bit. -148. Ugh, hate that. It still makes sense. I mean, he's been getting over this in very few minutes, is what we're saying. If he's playing like 30, like let's see if there's anything on the season to him playing. Like his normal minutes should be like 30, 34 if it's a real game. It's close. It's 5. I think 5 is fair. I think if you want to play something with like enough edge to say like you should play this bet each time, it's EV over time. I still think you're getting a good look there, and I think the points are also a wave. Shots down against teams they're blowing out, so that makes sense. Shots will be right back up in a fast-paced game against Miami. So I've at least got it here on that. Anything else in this one? Anything in the comments we want to take a look at as well?
I don't think so.
People looking at other games.
There was the answer to Melo. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else this game particularly.
Mm-hmm.
I will respond to David really quickly. When Florida is not cheating and Hardlock isn't laying soft lines, they were overpricing the hell out of everything.
He's just got to defend himself a little bit. It's not as easy as y'all think.
It's terrible, I promise.
I was thinking this too. That's why I looked at the head-to-head stuff for a minute. Was that like, does LaMelo kind of cook this team? And he has in the past. Their defense was a little different last year too. I just want to put that out there. Like their defense was definitely better last year. Well, I don't know about better, but it was more specific about limiting everybody else and sort of giving up some stuff to the ball handler. And he would just cook threes from out there against them because they wouldn't.
You want to go tackle this other 7 o'clock game?
Yeah, is that this one?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Sheesh. Let's
talk about it. This while we do real quick, we're gonna jump into that game, the Boston Dallas game for 1 sec. I got some unders. We got some unders. Just a reminder, this is the SwishLand dashboard. We're about to maybe be calling it the market evaluator, something to that effect. Well, let's talk about it. We got this up for everybody who wants to try a free trial for it. You can get that up on the site for like I said, for I think it's about 6-7 days that you can try it out each day, just see if it works for you. There's a nice little dashboard guide as well that you can use on the bottom right. I think I might have moved it. Yeah, there's a tutorial down there. There's a little guide that you can use. There's an AI chat on there. We also have the SwishLand Edge Exchange. I just want to pull that up because I thought it was sick. This is pulling out the actual biggest edges on the dashboard itself. So just on the projections alone, like based on what our projection for the player is and what the actual sportsbook line is, these are the differences based on either points, rebounds, assists for anybody. So I think that's sick. Yeah, that's sick. I don't hate it. I don't think it explains what we're doing, but it has matchup stuff too. So if anybody has like a really nice matchup and what's the deviation from what they normally do versus the matchup that they have, stuff like that. And then injuries as well. So who is ever out and how that impacts guys that are in and who goes up in minutes, points. This one's so sick. I love the injury one so much. This is on SwishLand, the Edge Exchange is what it's called. So if you want to check out all of the different edges that we have and the disparities, that's up there too. But free week trials available for everybody. So let's get to which one? Which side are you looking at here? Boston, Dallas. We've got unders for Dallas. I know. I don't know how I feel comfortable betting on anything for Boston with Jay Tatum back.
I'm waiting for Hugo lines. I'm 100%. If I can get a plus 900 better for a double, you best believe I'm betting it.
I said that in my episode this morning. I don't do them at night anymore. I said that in my episode this morning too, that I was like, I'm going to just find out what's up with Hugo if this game turns ugly real fast, right?
100%. I think that is brilliant. My under is for Chris Middleton for PRA. This got up to 18.5 for about a second and a half.
Let's pull up the Dallas stuff.
But it's back down to 17.5.
18.5 points?
Or you said PRA.
Okay. Jesus, I was like, what are we doing? PRA.
I would have put the mortgage on that, by the way.
These minutes are a little bit off because it's tough. I would have to adjust these so that everybody was playing 25, but that's kind of what happens is everybody ends up playing 25, right? Let's pull it up over here for a sec because there might be something to help us. The thing with Dallas too is just like who was playing when. That's going to impact so much of this. So what's your thoughts here for him? Because real quick, what we were talking about earlier is that his adjusted closing line has been high and now it's down. But everybody's back, right? So that's what's pushing this down. Is that where we're at with this one?
So I mean, Yes and no. I wasn't even looking at that. That was the back of
Gotcha.
my head. Y'all brought
Gotcha.
that up. My thought process was one, it's a back to back. So I think that's important just to establish immediately.
Yeah.
Two, they're playing Boston. Three, everyone is back. This kid is not seeing, or this old man, I should say, is not seeing
Well,
over
that's what's so
25
funny is I was
minutes.
like, you buried the lead where you're like, it's a back to back. I was like, and Matt, and go ahead and age shame now. What else?
And it's he's not seeing more than 25 minutes. There's no way.
He's
And
too
so
old. Look at him. He's too old.
and if you filter this with a ceiling of 25 minutes, it's going to look beautiful.
Ceiling of 25. I'll ceiling it at 25 for you. Can I give him a minimum?
Yeah, give him a minimum of like 19 minutes.
Wow,
That seems pretty.
generous. That's even generous, might be. I think his floor is like 16. But yeah,
I'm just showing that like the room of margin you have here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now do the PRA. That's what I bet. I bet the under PRA.
Right. The PRA.
Yeah. 13.9.
It's actually, it's worse if I add these other games from when he was on the Wiz. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
I don't care either way. I just don't think I do think it's relevant for that purpose because the Wizards were trying to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But the Wizards don't have Cooper Flagg. They don't have the dog Najee Marshall. No. They don't have PJ Washington. Like,
for better or worse.
He's not going, and they're not playing. They weren't playing Boston, and I think all of those things matter individually. Yeah. And so I just don't see how he would have to get 25 minutes as a floor, or have 100 like a high efficiency shooting night.
Yeah,
I just don't see it.
Very high. I completely agree. I was going back and forth between these two, between Klay and Middleton for who to fade. And I ended up fading Klay here. You can still get 10.5 points. It was available on Caesar. That's where I hit it. But you can still get wait, you can't. I'm sorry, you cannot get 10.5 points. I would still hit under 9.5. There was one thing I didn't look at that I like to look at here, which is his threes are 2.5 juiced. So they're really saying strongly that they think he's going under 2.5 threes, most likely hitting about 2. That's what the books are saying, or the market is saying, let's say, right? So in the games where Klay has failed to hit 2 threes, what do we think he does points-wise would be my question. So if he's at 2 or fewer threes, he has gotten 10 points 4 times in 26 games. So sometimes you can just look at a guy like Klay where he's taking 76% of his shots from 3, which you can also use the filters here on PropsMadness to go field goal attempts on the season. He's at 10.5. And 3-point attempts on the season, he's at 7.6. So I lied. It's like 70% of his shots, not 76. So that's a lot. And if he doesn't hit the threes that he's taking, then he's not going to be hitting over 9.5 points. Certainly feel good about the 10.5. But if you can only get 9.5, wow, that's an even better number. So he has not hit 11 points if he doesn't hit 3 threes, right? Because he's taking all his shots from 3. So that's a nice little way to filter some stuff to see if the market's telling you he's not likely to hit 2 threes, the market's telling you he's not likely to get 10 points or 11 points either. So I like the under for Klay a ton. I thought his stuff just hadn't bottomed out. And just to look at it here real quick, that was the only thing that led me to him versus everybody else, is when he was still at 10.5 or so. That was basically his number consistently, was 11.5, 10.5. There's just too many guys playing 25 minutes for this team. So I'm okay fading all of this. It's almost like the guys I wouldn't be fading are the other guards and available wings like Max Christie, PJ, Najee, Flagg, and Brandon Williams. I wouldn't, and even Nembhard, I wouldn't be fitting those guys. I'd be fitting the older guys that we just talked about. So, and I think I'm older than both of them. So it's hard for me to call them old, but they're old for the NBA. So what are you going to do? Let's get to another game then real quick.
Swish wants to talk about
okay, cool. And I also just wanted to answer, I'm not going to bet on Jason Tatum, just to get that out the way, because that was what brought us here. Can I assume that you're in the same boat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I do think the points are really tempting just because Dallas is terrible.
Center being Powell, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know particularly what to guesstimate. I'm not, Swish is much smarter than I am, but I see what he's saying. There are going to be rebounds to go around. So he brought up Powell. Yeah. Yeah.
Does Powell have lines? Oh yeah, he does. He just got lined. 5.5 boards. Yeah, not a rush to bet against the Celtics, obviously, but oh wow, 18-1. You have to get a lot more boards. I will follow Swish basically to the end of the betting earth. So like, I'm not going to question that at all. But somebody's got to get rebounds. I just also don't know that there's a ton to go around against Boston in general. So maybe that's why I'm just like not looking for that specifically. But that's a spicy meatball at 18-1. I know our boy is looking for those big hitters these days because he's so busy with other shit, which I appreciate. That's a look from Swish. One more in this game was like B Williams was a guy that did seem a little bit low to me. If we look at Brandon Williams, like he's back. If we think he's getting any kind of legit minutes, he's normally been at like 16.5. I know there's been a lot of guys missing in these games, like, well, basically everybody. So it's tough to, I guess it makes sense where it's at. I just thought he might be getting a bit more run. If Flagg is still on the minutes limit, then isn't this like your main ball handler that comes in and gets a bit more time and a bit more burn? He's at 3.5 dimes, and that's something he's done pretty consistently. This is the only guy I'd be looking at. And to just Fred's point, like he didn't play yesterday. I'm not sure if it was so he could play tonight. I really don't even know how to follow that storyline because they do have like other guys available now, but potentially, I mean, they're trying to lose. So I don't know if there's like any strategy being employed to try to win, honestly. But it's possible. Let's keep rolling though. If anybody,
just a little bit of narrative, just to bring that up.
He's from the Massachusetts area. How did I not know that? Homecoming for Coop? I feel like one of my obnoxious ass New England friends would have at some point already told me that because they want to claim Cooper Flagg. I almost made a white joke, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh, he's from Maine. My apologies. And that's New England. Damn, that's crazy. Small town. That's right. I didn't know. I was like, wow, somebody from Maine made it to NBA. That's incredible. It's like a state of like what, 70,000 people or something in that state. No offense, David. I love you. I love Maine too. Keep Maine beautiful. He is from Maine. That's wild. Okay. I mean, what's that, like 3 hours from Maine? Like it's a little ways away, but that's fine. Homecoming, he'll have a lot of people there. That's fair. But if he's on the 25-minute limit, that's the only thing that scares me. But I'm always here for like, hey, this young guy has his friends in the crowd and his family's there. I'll be here for that. Right. Once you're like year 3 or 4, then it doesn't matter anymore. But year 1 and 2, it's like, great. You're going back home. That's sick.
So everybody and their mother wants to talk about Reed Sheppard.
Yes.
And his mustache.
I hate to be obnoxious, but like if you put everything in caps, we're probably gonna see it, and then it's probably gonna catch our eye. We'll go look at it. So you can shout at us all you want. It's actually gonna be helpful. There it is, Kink, my guy. Thank you. You know more about this shit than I do, bro. So I appreciate you highly. Let us know what you want to talk about. I'm assuming it's something to do with the I don't know. I actually don't know what you want to talk about, but bring it up, my guy. I appreciate you for educating us all, bro. All right, but before Coolio has a conniption, we need to look at Reed Sheppard and take a mustache ride. So where's Reed at over here?
Paused.
I think that's a legit nickname. Work in progress, but mustache ride seems like a legit name for my boy. All right, 111. This has gone back down. See, 15.5 is where I was like willing to take this, and then like 17.5 or 16.5 popped up. I got scared. So talk to me about mustache.
They don't want to hear my opinion on this
because you don't want to bet on him.
I mean, I get the angle with what you're about to say. I think that's relevant. I think they want to bet on him, to be very clear, because 28, 20, 14, 19, 30. He's played the Kings. He's played a fast-paced Miami. He's played Washington. And some of these games people were not in. I think 15.5 is too high to bet on at a minus 111.
I think it makes sense. I mean, you have to use some other stuff to get over, right? Like maybe some subjective intel, maybe it's just your own opinion. Amin is still questionable, right? But I'm wondering if Prop Happens can tell me what we would call this giant space between the expected number and the adjusted closing line.
Please put it in all capital letters for us.
Yes, if you could put that in caps lock for us, so we will find your comment. This would be a delta, gentlemen and ladies, a delta showing us that there's a big gap between what his expected output has been and the line that he's been given by the books. He's been at 15.5, 14.5 maybe. And now he's at 15.5 against a defense playing that's bad and it's playing really fast for Portland. So I don't know, man. Like I think I might still be able to get there. The other part is the Ime Udoka stuff. That's what I have to use to get over. Because for Reed, what we're saying, let's do this real quick on PropsMadness. Let's go to minutes and let's do this through the lens of minutes. Usage as well. Like I think he's gotten more confident and been more involved on offense as he's gone on through the season. But the minutes are also important. So he was at like 24 a night. What's he been at recently? My bad. I just want to make sure. So yeah, he's been playing full, right? And let's make sure we've got. I mean, even Jabari Smith out shouldn't matter too much. Like there's most of the guys other than Jabari, and we don't even have Amin out. So like he's been playing in the 30s. So I'm going to give him 30. And I'm going to cap him at 34 for a second. Is that 18 a night? 15 still high. It's thinner margin than I might want to give it, but it's the minutes that I think are there. And then you've got the potential for one or both of those guys to miss. I think I have to bet on it.
No, yeah. So let me be clear.
Really want to.
There is nothing saying that this can't hit. He's been on fire. He has had a lot of usage recently.
Yeah. My
concern is the questionable tag on Amin. That's if for whatever reason he's ruled in, you could get a 14.5. That is something that can come through and happen and is likely to happen. That's number one. And then the number two, like I just need to recalibrate my brain specifically from him going from 9.5 to 10.5 to 11.5, 12.5 being the peak, now 14.5 being the peak, right? And I think that just takes time naturally. For me, the margin isn't like I can see the delta; it's very clear, but it's also Washington, Miami, Kings are 3 of those 5 teams, and then the boo Golden State Warriors. Like,
poor
like you see my point though. I think all of those things are super relevant too.
Yeah. Well, they lost to those boo-boo Golden State Warriors by 2 points, but you're right. I totally don't have that level of respect for Golden State right now either. This team plays way fast. You're right, but you also sound like an old man. You're like, I remember when Reed was 9.5 points as far as the eye can see. Listen, and now he's too high. I get it. Like I totally get it.
Yeah, regression to the mean, right? Like
that's fair.
Regression to the mean, even if the mean is 14.5, I think that's relevant.
The back-to-back, and the back-to my bad, we're going in, but all that jazz was saying like Reed has 20 points usually on back. There might be something there. What were you pulling up with Swish?
Wants to take a look-see at Tari.
Okay, he says, okay, cool. A look-see at Tari. So, but I'm assuming we need like one of Jabari or Amin out for the Tari look as well. I do feel the Tari stuff as well, but man, Reed is, I guess he's on a Hita is kind of it. So.
Tatum will not have a minutes restriction.
Who dat?
Probably because Tatum will not have a minutes restriction. Probably because they expect to blow the doors off of that team.
Interesting. So that came out. That
is official. That is from per Sedano. Do you know who Sedano is?
Yeah, Jorge.
Yeah,
he's ABC guy, ESPN. But yeah, Jorge Sedano. So. Did you see Joe Maz answering the question? Somebody was like, will he be on a minutes limit? And he goes, I have no idea. Then who knows, Joe?
Tatum knows.
Yeah. So I think, this is, I mean, I don't know if Swish is necessarily, you want to talk about old. He's like, I remember when Reed was lied to the McDonald's All-Star game. You don't think you can bet on that. You can't bet on high school kids. Right? No, you definitely not. I'm not getting into that. I'm just trying to see something else here. Yeah. So this is what I want to look at. He said, are you laughing at something in the chat?
No. You have one kid and you immediately just become a granddad.
The Tari look because of fair price, not inflated, and yes, possible upside with Amin Jabari. So either 50% bet or 60% bet. Yeah, we always talk about that where it's like if you've got guys hanging around on the questionable tags, and then like Amin and Jabari, and then you've got Tari listed at a price that you're like, I kind of feel fine playing this if those guys are in with the opponent, and I'll feel great about playing it if they're out. My chances go from like maybe a 50-50 bet to a 60% likelihood of hitting with those guys out. You're playing that bump and feeling okay with your 50-50 bet kind of. So I totally get that. Is he? I know his mom is about to crash out on Twitter. She's always just come firing at people, but I know Tari was having a tough time earlier in the year. Let's see what else we get. Under for maybe Tatum. Is that? Yeah, he's saying JT after the news. If the JT number goes up, like I don't think it did it?
I will look. I got you.
It's at 12.5 still. Maybe the odds are moving. I think, it came down, so it's going to come back up to David's point, right? David's point was like maybe people are going to be dumb and just play over now because they said he's not on a minutes limit. I don't know if he will or not, but just trying to see some other stuff.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary aside from like MGM just holding up 14.5 with no under.
I'm just laughing at Fred, who's still lobbying for Sheppard and wants his voice heard. A man of the people.
It makes sense. Like if you're on the train, don't get off. But if you're
I want to make one more point. The point that you were making is the right one, and is what's keeping me from betting on Reed right now, which is if those guys are ruled in, his stuff goes down, right? If but the obvious the counter would be if something goes awry with that.
But it goes up to what, 16.5? Like,
yeah, this 15.5 is really speaking to me a lot more, to be honest.
But let me ask you this: right. If you're worried about it going to 16.5, it's a single point.
Mm-hmm.
Does that really move the meter for you if they are ruled out? So you think this goes up to 17.5?
Probably shouldn't.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. His line has been 13.5 with everybody in. Even yesterday was 13. It was a bad team. Jabari out. So, goddamn, with everybody in, he's been at 11.5. What'd I miss?
Does that move the meat?
Also a valid question. The meter. Damn, you could misspell meter perfectly there if you wanted to. All right, I'm in a holding pattern here. Obviously, let's talk about something else for a second, so I can get out of this little baby funk.
You picked the
go ahead and give that video a like. That's our refreshing moment here. Much appreciated. Got a bunch of people in here. Let's get back to the dashboard for a minute too. Yeah,
Swish is driving now.
Okay,
he's the captain now.
Yes, he's been the captain. Let's get to LA. Captain now has been commandeering this motherfucker. Rebs are the Rebs. And which big we have to bet against Indy. Yeah, he wants to know which big we're heading against Indy. Where's Chang at? God dang it. Yeah, and for the record, I hope we were being clear that mad respect for your points you're making, my guy Fred. Tough to guess. Let's at least get to which big is getting boards against Indy.
I think it's Doncic or Smart. That's the two I would be looking at specifically. I don't know that it has to be a big.
I don't know if it does or not. I think that's part of the cap, though, is that it's really mostly just whatever oppo center is going up against them, then you should take that guy. Connector, interesting. Yeah. Is he still 5.5, or did he go up to 6.5 on the boards for?
I think he's at 6.5. I'm waiting for a 7.5, and I'm taking the under.
Mr. Jackson Hayes. Where's he at here?
There's 5.5 on Hard Rock at -150, but everyone else is at 6.5 around flat.
Yeah, for that plus dollar. Somebody gonna do it. What's his double? Let's just say F it and throw caution.
It's probably +600, +500.
I think so. That'd be sick.
700.
That'd be litty.
700, 600, 550.
I bet it's worse than that. Yeah, 500. Wow, yeah. Oh, you were reading it off, not guessing.
No, I was projecting that.
Oh, nice. You nailed it. You said it all. Is that you were
I'm a mathematician.
Thought you were just reading it off. That was brilliant.
No, I wasn't reading it off.
You were reading it off. I knew it. It's why it's also 5-1, even if he's playing the Pacers, because he's just never done it all season. Has he ever done it? Where's the last 3 all seasons? He has 0 career. Nope, he has 4 career doubles in 187 games.
I think that's worth it, just for the volatility and the odds.
Huey doghouse.
Yeah.
For Matt's dog to get that penthouse of doghouses. I like that. Hell, whatever. Yeah, you're gonna get beautiful odds on that. What was the other one? Powell and Hayes. Those are 2. Yeah, that's gonna be a ticket that you show people. that would be sick.
I would find a third just to round robin, but I think this is a great idea.
Our king. I like that for you. I noticed we've been avoiding these last 3 games. Should we just spend a few minutes on those?
Pick your poison. I'll
See, Juki, now we're gonna listen to you, brother. You get it. Before we leave this game, we should talk about Drew. You're like one of those bots, those like porn bots that comes in is like, cool, but is no one gonna talk about my fat ass? Like, what? That's out of left field. No, I'm playing with you. Let's look at Drew points. I like all of it. I don't know. Is it still 27? Okay, it's 28 and a half. 27 and a half PRA was nice. It definitely went up.
Almonds in.
Okay.
Y'all are welcome. Y'all got that 14 and a half. I rest my case. I'll see y'all later.
Let's go.
Jabari, a game time decision. Sorry to derail, but
no, you're not. Me and Juki already derailed this motherfucker crazy. You're bringing it back. Are you kidding me? How about you're talking about porn bots? Like, you're the only one on focus right now. All right, let's see. Reed, go. How low will it go? Let's see. I don't know. What if it just doesn't move and we've been fucking talking about this for no damn reason?
I think that's entirely possible.
It's pointless to talk about it. Yeah, but he's in now, so that would also make you go, yeah, like let's find this stuff here. And Jabari, wow, super helpful. Way to go, NBA. Thanks for that update there. That's sick. Damn. That's crazy too. Love a good 60-1 just for that. And then you throw on, like, if you throw on 10 rebounds alone for Jackson Hayes, you might just have as good of, well, I get that double is crazy. Yeah, for Drew, just to finish the point, my bad, Juki. For Drew, just to finish the point, this is the only guy I trust, no question. It's a bad matchup, and I still don't really care for Drew. What's his attempts at here? 19, 16, 16. Let's see what we got on Drew on the model for a second. And then when I promise we're going to a different game. We still got time, though.
Reed is coming down, so just be patient.
Okay. Yes, Sensei. That is the call. See, that's the other thing is, like, he's at 5.5 dimes. Like, all this is kind of low, I guess. Like, what's his crazy high touches? 80 touches, 60, nice, 69 touches, 79. Like, his usage is 27%, 22%, 29, 31. All these games without Denny, he's at like a 30% usage, and there's no Denny, so he's just gonna have the ball in his hands the whole time. I kind of like the PRA still, honestly, but the points are fine. It's just like he's been hot. So that, like, again, the green line being under the blue line means that his line has been the sports books have been offering 18.5 points for dude, and his projected stuff based on his volume, like he ran hot, right? Against the Grizz, he had 19 shots. He hit like 13 of them, right? He had like a 45, or what was it, like a 60 something percent usage, field goal percentage in that game. So it's just tough to like say that's a little bit, he's been running a little bit hot. Coming up against a tough defense at the same number, it's a little bit hard for me to get there. But if you wanted to play Drew on the PRA or the points, I would still be, I'll still support you on that for sure. All right.
I think this is interesting.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out all day why he's at 11.5 boards. Steven Adams isn't there, and
he's been waffling though, right? He's been going back and forth between 12 and 11.
I bet you it's not even that. It's probably just because of Robert being in. I just thought about
Rob
that.
Will.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There you go. Good call. Rob Will is keeping his stuff down when he's let's see what that looks like over here with Kling Kong. Shout out Bristol, Connecticut. Rebounds. Wow, it's 11.5 juice to the under a bit more. Like minus 125.
Yeah, I can't figure out why.
Well, this is the hardest team to get rebounds against, that's for sure. So he's at 10
in a very specific vacuum.
Yeah. Oh, this is all of his games ever. So this is this season without Rob Will in 17 games. Rebound chances are at 20 a pop. Only goes down one rebound chance. Minutes dip about 2 to 3. Yeah, two and a half.
I think it's related more than that than it is the rebounding for Houston, because I think Steven Adams manufactured that number for half the year.
He helped it. He definitely helped the offensive boards, no question. The problem, this is not Houston. I want to look at Portland because I just want to bring up, I think it's relevant because of the Houston's pace. So they play at the second slowest pace. They still have the number one rebounding rate on the season. I totally would have agreed with you, but I was also looking at this because I wanted to bet on Kling Kong myself, because I was like, you know what, 11.5, and Albert Şengün's small and like, but the thing that goes into opponent rebounds is a lot more than how big is that team and how good are they at rebounding alone. It's also the second slowest pace, a top 10 offense that doesn't miss much, and then the number one rebound rate. So their team rebounding, Ime and look at that coaching tree right there. Ime, the Rockets, Charlotte with Charles Lee, and then Joe Maz in Boston. That's the Ime coaching tree. 3 teams that don't have giant players on them and yet still are like a top
That's
5
crazy,
top 6 rebounding
actually.
team. That's what they prioritize, is like nothing easy on the open shots from deep, and everybody crashes, right? So Derek White averages 5 boards and Peyton Pritchard averages 5 boards and So that's how it is for this squad too. That's the only reason I say that. A little bit more caution against Klingon than normal, but we still have him at 12 in full minutes. So if you're not scared of the Rob Will stuff, but he's at 9.5 boards per game this season with Rob Will playing. There's something to that, you know?
Sure, totally. I really rely more on that just because Klingon's a demon when he's on the floor by himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can get Reed Sheppard at Hard Rock DK, and I think FanDuel was up here for a moment at 14.5. So if you want to grab him now, this is the opportunity.
And I'd be willing to bet this gets bet up.
Yep.
Unless not
100%,
because we're so smart. You know what's interesting is that 14.5. The projections were already considering Amin and company in, because they were listed as questionable. So their props were being considered in the projections, and we still had Reed as a pretty good bet. And now they're in, and we still, I still think it's like 16 points. So I'm going to bet Reed 14.5.
Likewise.
I need that Caesar number right now. That's my only account, and I don't have it. Wonderful. Okay. I'm waiting for Caesar, but I would hit that on Hard Rock too if you guys are going to fin it for all y'all Floridians out there. Yeah, I'm with the Reed stuff. All right. I'm betting Reed. Juki Taylor, shout out. Reed Sheppard. Everybody else that was yelling at us about Reed too. Big ups. I think Coolio. Is it Coolio? What's dude's name? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Coolio K. Yeah, there you go. He was yelling at us too about it. All right, let's get to this Spurs game and start with Dylan Harper and give everybody a reminder to go ahead and give the video a like if you would. I love this show today. I like that we're getting news as we're actually like doing this, so that's helpful. I like that people are in here cracking jokes at me too. That's helpful. Feel free to talk all this shit. Give the video a like. Go ahead and subscribe too. We got videos coming out every morning these days. I know it's a little bit late on the East Coast, usually about like 11 or 12 p.m., 11 a.m. But like, it's just better to have lines, man. So that's why these things are coming out late. If you want to jump in the free Discord, plenty of stuff in there too. If you want to jump in there, that link is in the description of the video. So hit that up. And then, like I said, the free trial is available for everything up on the site, including that edge exchange I was talking about a minute ago to help you pull out the biggest edges and differentials between what the projections are saying on our site and what the actual sportsbook lines are. So rather than have to go searching for stuff directly in the dashboard, you can go ahead and just see the number here and be like, oh, Christian Braun, the projections have him to have 2 points more than what his line actually is on the points. You can even hit the Ask AI Edge thing. It'll bring you to the guy we were just talking about. I guess I clicked on Jamal Murray. So we got Jamal Murray stuff, and then it asks the AI chat, like, why do we like Jamal Murray? And it tells you that down here. So the Edge Exchange is sick, dude. If you just want to use that, I definitely recommend checking it out, like I said, with that free trial that you get. So, man, I can't wait to just use that a lot more once we dive into it. But let's get to SAS. Is there some weird stuff going on with we got Champagny, but everybody else is pretty much playing for both sides. Is that right?
It looks that way. Harrison Barnes out.
Barnes out, yeah.
Bogdanovic is questionable.
Is Garland out in this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Garland, we've got Garland and John Collins still. John Collins gonna miss a couple more games, so
I have some thoughts. Nothing I've bet in this game. I tend to lean Dylan Harper over 11.5 points.
Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
Take it away. I got to get this bet down. 11.5 points. This is, talk about this game in general, if you would, with
Yeah. So this is a back-to-back for the Spurs. They just had a physical game, not particularly a close game with Detroit again. So I'm not saying that anyone's going to intentionally sit before the start of this game, but I do think there might be some potential of resting if possible. So, like, I would lean on, like, I would probably give a floor of, like, 23, 24 minutes to Dylan, upwards of, like, 29 minutes for Harper. And so I think 18.5 PRA to even the 11.5 points is very live. This might be another good under spot for De'Aaron Fox. I know that's a tough pill to swallow after yesterday, but it's probably a good look at 27.5.
You know what I realized I fucked up with the De'Aaron Fox look?
Yeah.
Was what I said in the video, which is just like, this was a game they were going to go all out. And a lot of the under stuff for him has been, I just didn't want, it was going to be a close game and they're playing in blowouts. And yesterday you knew they were going to go balls to the wall. But In this
my
one,
bad. I can share my screen. I'm so.
Oh yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, go for it. I'll be ready.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, you're good. I'm done. Let me pull this up real quick.
All right. So yeah, I think if you have Hard Rock or even MGM, you can get under 27.5. I think that is brilliant. DraftKings under 26.5. I still like that. I tend to think again that this is probably going to be a low maintenance day for the Spurs. It's a 7-point spread, so not exactly a blowout, but I just don't really see LAC keeping up, or the Clips keeping up with the Spurs just in general. I saw someone mention Brooke Lopez unders. I think that's interesting, but I think the market's already beat us there. I would just, and then also Swish is kind of talking about this too. Let me find it. Trying to figure out what to do with the Clippers bigs since Yannick is out for, he might be out for the year. Actually, I'm not sure. He's out for some time. And so that only leaves Brolo. And then I'm not sure who the other forwards or centers are on this team. Maybe Isaiah Jackson. So that's the only reason to keep me off the unders, because one, the line's already kind of sharp. And then two, not sure what to do with the lack of Yannick in the situation. So I am staying away from the Brolo under, but I think it's an interesting look for sure. I think my favorite look is Dylan Harper. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I didn't even get to this game at all. I'm really realizing like I didn't know what to do with it at all and didn't look at it yet. But you like Dylan Harper the most? Yeah,
I'm probably gonna hit this under 27.5 on Hard Rock for De'Aaron, and then hit the over for Harper on the 11.5 points.
Yeah, that makes total sense. This is the back-to-back. Yeah, that makes complete sense. So, and we got this at 7.5, 7. Yeah, I get all that. I get all of that. I might be on that with you. All right. I know we got to roll in a sec. Do we want to make sure we didn't miss anything?
That's all I have for the Spurs and Clips. Is there anything in chat that I am missing? Kawhi assists. I don't know. My concern would be just specifically he's playing the Spurs. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's pretty low, but I think it's low for a reason, to be honest.
Yeah. His usage hasn't been that high, has it?
I mean, there's a little bit of a delta there, but again, you're playing the Spurs, and it's saying bye. Can't deny that, but you're playing the Spurs, and I don't know that you want this low of not usage, but this low of a margin of error right here. Like, I mean, you just look at the closing line versus where it's at, and then you add on the expected. That doesn't give you much hope. And this, like, he hit that barely against the Pacers. What was the 1/23? So only played 23 minutes, so that's relevant.
Right.
1/13 played 29 minutes. 1/20 played 29. Yeah, I wouldn't bet this personally. I think it's too thin of a margin.
The only thing is they've been blowing out some teams. Maybe there's a few more minutes for him in this game. Kawhi is not somebody I'm trying to bet on. It's a little bit, it's Kawhi. Like, board man.
Just throw it back to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see everything you're looking at there. I'm writing that down for myself. What time's this start here? And Vassell is also a guy that I'm looking at like 13.5. I think he's still getting undervalued. So this was the De'Aaron Fox game right here, and he still played 31 minutes, but only took 7 shots. Like, if we're talking about Devin Vassell, I think that's my final thought in that game, and we can keep rolling for a sec because I'm not betting on the Clippers. But if we look at Vassell, I mean, we still have him at about 14 points. Let me pull him up over here. Maybe it's not as sexy, but anything like less than 14.5, I've just had him as a 14.5 point guy. The markets consistently had him as a 14.5 point line for Devin Vassell. You take him out, or you bump that down to 13.5. I'm not scared of the Clippers defense right now necessarily. No. I mean, they're not bad. I shouldn't talk shit on it. 2 games without much usage, but still shot really well against Philly's defense. Knicks had high enough usage. I mean, he's been getting there for sure on the 13.5. I think that's just too low by a point, honestly. That's really all I have for it. And the boards have been pretty good for him too. Yeah, I forgot to add that. This has been about 3.5 consistently, and he's been getting rebound chances for sure. He had 3 boards in this game, which is good enough because this was at like 2.5. So I think the PR is also a look for Vassell. I'm gonna put that back up for myself real quick. Get this out after, if I can get that down. over PR. All right. Where should we, anything else that I'm missing here? I don't know if I have anything in those other games we missed. So.
I haven't bet this, but I think you were talking about Booker yesterday. There's a 23.5 versus the Pelicans.
Still kicking myself
on FanDuel. I tend to think that's pretty live.
Yeah. Wow. It went down to 23.5. Still kicking myself for that, man. Because I really should have bet this yesterday. Like, there's only 2 games where he's not like taking a gajillion shots. One was he was 6 for 19 against the Kings. That was his first game back, right? A little bit of rust. Played 9 minutes in this game. Other than that, man, I mean, we're talking about a usage up at about 33% in those games without Dylan Brooks. Like, I totally get it. Anything you want to do against this squad, you can do as well. Like, the Pelly's defense is still garbage. So, did you want to hit that, or you're good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for the Booker.
If I have to contact my FanDuel guy, but yeah.
Yeah. What would you like? Brady, like just a random name that you have that's your account for FanDuel, basically.
Yeah, we'll call him Brady. That works for me.
Yeah, your Brady account. What's
Brady account?
Where am I going here? Devin Booker, real quick. I just want to see what this is all stuff I was looking at yesterday. Points. Yeah, I mean, he took 22 shots yesterday against the Bulls. I don't know. We'll see. 24.5. I'm not there quite with it just now because I liked it last night and missed it. And now I definitely don't want to hit it and get it wrong tonight. And I just don't feel quite as good. Pellies are a bit better on defense than the Bulls anyway. I'll say that. But all right, just checking the comments real quick. We can roll in a sec. I missed Oso last night. He went up in the price for everything. So I should have listened to Chang last night and messed up. I would have hit that last night pretty well. I think he got the double, right? Yeah. So you can still like maybe the boards for Oso in that matchup. It's definitely gonna be a bit easier. Played 36 minutes. So let's see. All right, cool. I think I'm going to roll here. I got to get some other stuff done and then get to it. So appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate Swish as always in the comments. He's been in there with you guys helping out. So definitely show some love his way. Appreciate everybody checking in everything out on the site as well. If you want to check all that stuff out, got the free the free trial available. If you want to use all the tools and projections that we have up on the site that we're working hard on every day. So best of luck to everybody tonight. We'll be back soon enough and be jumping into the Discord with y'all as well. So till we see you next, happy betting.